Good afternoon. First thing I'd like you to do is take your cell phone out, switch to silent, or turn it off. They seem to be going off on every meeting I'm at. I'd like to call Rob forward for the invocation, pledge, and four-way test.
Would all for a moment bow your heads and pray with me. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for your great love and blessing over all of our lives. We thank you that your favor has no end, but lasts an entire lifetime. Establish the work of our hands and bring us to fulfillment all that you have given us to do in these days. We pray that you would make our way purposeful and our footsteps firm out of your goodness and love. Lord, we pray for the blessing of this food onto our bodies. Bless the hands that prepared it and those that served it. In your most holy name we pray. Amen. And join me in the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
And the four-way test of the things we think, say, or do. Is it the truth?
Truth, sincere, self-concern. Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Paul, if you'd like to come up and tell us our visitors. Bree Allen has a guest.
Good afternoon, everyone. I have Rick Newville, who is with the Southside.
Scott Puckett has a guest.
My partner, Joe.
All right, if anybody's got announcements, I'll ask you to make your way to the front. Upcoming programs, today, as everybody knows, we have Tim Gibson. Next week will be 5-Star Life. Please don't forget on the 24th, we do have the bike ride, and then the ELKR Public Library will be our end program here in September.
Just really quick, wanted to we'll have an induction next week. Celesta Vaughn was, Celeste, are you here today? I know that her sponsor was not able to be here today, so we pushed her induction off to next week. So we'll be doing that. But also on September 29th, we will be having a new member or any member get together. More to come on that. And I also wanted to thank Terry Rickle as a part of the membership committee who has generously offered to sort of resume new member orientations. We'll get him back a half an hour or so around meetings so that it's convenient for you here, I hope. And I'll work with Terry on getting those scheduled, but Terry, thank you for that. And for those who weren't at our 5th Monday get together, I wanted to let everyone know from the Taste of the Gardens that it was a great day. And bottom line for Wellfield, we made our budget for the event, which was fantastic. And about $40,000 went directly back to local restaurants. So as some of you may recall, as some of you will remember, we didn't have the event in 2020. And then in 2021, as a way to get restaurants to come back, we really had to change the format of what we had done. So instead of them donating half of what they made to us, we went to 100% for the restaurants. We shifted a little bit in the way that we are thinking about the event in that way. And because of other events like Winter Wonderland Holiday Lights, who are also great fundraisers, we were able to make that shift, make it a great community event. It was well attended. We had over 3,000 people at Taste if you weren't there. It wasn't blazing hot. It was hot, but not too bad. And that was a big win. It was a record year for the restaurants, and it was really well done. My staff who are not here, I wanted to thank them. But of course, thank you all as well for your support of this in so many ways that you all do, whether you were there that day or behind the scenes, or even if you just told somebody about it. Thank you for your help with that. We appreciate it.
The Social and Fun Committee, please meet after the meeting next week. Plan on staying for a good 15-30 minutes as we plan our Halloween costume party to be held on the 5th Monday of October. Details to follow. And also, Dawn Stoller, I don't think is here, but if you have not emailed Dawn directly, there is a sign-up sheet. If email is not your jam, there's a yellow just lined piece of paper over there. Write your name down that you're interested in either attending or donating to the September 24th bike ride. So you can attend. If you're interested and you want more details, I'll be sure to share that with Dawn Stoller. Thank you.
All right, well, good morning. This Thursday will be Thirsty Thursday, our informal gathering. We are going to meet at Jackson Rooftop. So it'll be the new place in front of the Aquatic Center. So come on out, enjoy some fellowship with your fellow Rotarians. Maybe bring somebody who might be interested in getting involved in the club. And we'll see you at 5 o'clock, and just come and go as you please and have a little fun.
Quickly, I'm going to make an announcement on behalf of Tony. The placemats sitting in front of you, he is redoing all of those for the next year. Looking for new signups and repeat signups. At the front, we've got pages look like this. Just sign your name and your contact info, and then Tony will get in contact with you. Or if you need his info, just come find me after the meeting. Be happy to help as well. Thanks.
Good afternoon, Rotarians. We want to make sure that as we start our new year as of July the 1st, that we meet our goal of every Rotarian every year donating. The foundation does great work in our area for our district and also around the world. So we want to continue our members donating to the foundation. We have two. Mr. Brian Weeby, you come up forward. Brian, are you here today? Brian's not here? Okay. This other gentleman, I'm going to see if you can really guess this Rotarian. Been around a while. Went to school somewhere up in Michigan. Teased his wife about being Sparty. No one at that table can respond. It got to be someone else. He's done a lot in getting his Paul Harris recognition, but today, anybody know who I'm talking about? Who? Tom Neat, are you here today, buddy? All right. Dr. Thomas Neat, besides being a very, very generous donor for himself in achieving his Paul Harris, has now made a donation for Ernestine Neat, Vicki M. Neat, Richard Neat, and also Herring T. Neat. So let's give Dr. Thomas Neat a round of applause.
We've been asking to walk up. But give the Neat, how many all here? You remember you before now? You can tell he's a former educator.
Thank you for coming back. Doesn't make any difference. The reason I have some is for those that helped me get where I am today. And the other parts, for those that are ahead of me that I may never ever be, but make their life better. So thank you very much. And it's a great honor to be part of this club. Somebody typed up that I was spotlight 20 or so a year. If you'll add, 27. If you got to add my other 8+ years down here, that's now 45. But there's 2 different finals, so I never get to. today, being a president, president, international, kind of drove me to where I am today. My first Rotary was probably 1962, where I was invited to go to a meeting in Flint, Michigan. And here I am today. Thank you very much.
Now I'd like to invite our sergeant up. That's another other than Stan Cohen.
Wow, thank you for that wonderful round of applause.
Right down to you. We want to hear you.
Oh,
That's gonna cost.
that's gonna cost you, you know that. I mean, that's automatic. Yeah, this is my Halloween costume, so well, it's almost orange. I haven't been to any meetings for many weeks because of my surgery. I had surgery and it wasn't laparoscopic. So I'm now only about halfway through my recuperation time period. I even had to miss Wellfield, which didn't make me very happy. That's the first time I've missed Wellfield since we opened it up. So I have to get even with everybody today. Anybody that's had surgery in the last year, no fines for you today. Anybody who has not had surgery in the past year, put in $1. Yesterday was 9/11, and there's nothing funny about that. There's no material regarding 9/11. I was 50 miles from ground zero that day, and I only mention it because it's just something that we should never, ever forget. It's football season. What do you know? Notre Dame fans, you lost the first 2 games, put in $1. Indianapolis Colt fans, great fourth quarter comeback, 17-point comeback, but you couldn't win in overtime, ended up in a tie. That's no good. Put in $1. Chicago Bears, my goodness, terrible first half. They made a great comeback, but the 49ers, 2 turnovers and 12 penalties contributed to that. So it was Labor Day last Monday, and naturally, you know, I have some Labor Day trivia. Let's see. Well, let's just start in the middle because, well, you guys in the front, you get a pass. That's anybody that sits up front, you get a pass. Let's start with Dave Lehman's table, and you pick your own representative that would like to answer the question. Who is the representative of the table? You want to have a discussion, or you want to answer? What? You want to answer? You want to have a discussion about the question? Yeah. All right. Who was the father of Labor Day? Was it Grover Cleveland, Peter McGuire, Jimmy Hoffa, or Mick Falloon? I had nothing to do with that.
Grover Cleveland.
That's wrong.
Okay.
The answer is Peter McGuire in 1882. So that means that because you got it wrong, your table puts in $2 and everybody else put in $1. Let's move on to the next table. How about the next table? That's Candy Yoder's table. Okay. A lot of noise here. What city was the first United States city to have a Labor Day parade? Well, I can give you some multiple choices if you want some. Chicago, Illinois, San Francisco, California, New York, New York. How about one of those three? New York is correct. On September 5th, 1882, 10,000 workers walked in the first Labor Day parade. So your table doesn't have to put anything in for that, but the rest of you put in $1. Who's next table? Doug Risser's table. Okay. Within 5 years, what year did the 40-hour work week begin?
1932.
Very close, 1935. Right. No fine for your table. Everybody else put in $1. What do we got here? Let's go back to the, all right, Terry Rickles' table. Terry Rickles' table. Yeah, come on, answer this question. I make it easier for you. Within 10 years, what year did Labor Day become a national holiday?
1955.
Afraid not. 1994, June 28th. That's when it became a national holiday.
Mhm.
Therefore, your table may put in $1. All right, let's go to the next table. Who's over there? Is that Vince? That's your table. Okay. Within 5%, how many United States workers work more than 40 hours per week? You just missed it by 6%, so it's actually 54%. See, the average of working hours is 38.7. And men average 40 and a half hours, but women average like only 36 and a half hours. So who says that women aren't smarter than men? Come on. Everybody put in $1. All right. This is the last question.
Apparently Rio's Rainbow has reached out to them about providing through grant through EEF, providing a mental health liaison to Westside or something like that, or to the middle schools. I don't know, through separate funds. What I said to Oaklawn, here's the proposal.
Thank you.
What I said to Oaklawn was,
$5.
I said, if we,
And Todd, I don't want to miss you either, so you're going to $5 in case you haven't maxed out.
We can do that as a part of our,
So,
because I
what
have to write
country?
out the MOU.
well, let's see who we got. All right, Eric Amp's table. How about that? What country is the
So
most
we're gonna talk about
worked country?
what other things they need to provide. So I'm gonna
I'll
write
give you
that in,
a
but I
multiple
told them
choice.
that my concern about
Mexico,
using
United States, England,
a
or
private
Australia?
foundation, community group to support. mental
Unfortunately,
health
it's
within our
wrong.
school, but
See,
that's
it's
fine. If
Mexico.
They want to run an after
Because
school
they average
program thing.
48
I
and
would
a half
totally support
hours
that.
per week per worker.
So that's gonna be
So
what I say.
I
to
guess
them.
that's why they have
Need
so
to be
many
aware that
siestas
they're- I mean,
down
it's
there.
not- it's not bad. It's not a bad
Anyway,
thing.
I think part of it is.
I can't
the
believe
whole
not that there's
question of
anybody that has not maxed out, but in case you haven't, put it, max out.
Of all the intelligent things that were said in the public meeting, it was.
If I could ask all of you guys at the tables to take the baskets and pass them this way. Jim needs to leave early. And now we'll have Terry Rickle come forward and introduce our guests for today. I moved it though.
You ready? Okay, as your Assistant District Governor, I get to introduce today Tim Gibson, our District Governor, that was born and raised in South Bend. He and his wife Ann have been married for 40 years, and they have 2 children, a son Peter and daughter Katie. Tim received a Bachelor of Science from King University in Economics. Afterwards, he continued his education with a 2-year degree at Ivy Tech with his concentration in electrical technology. His career turned to financial services industry and retired from Wells Fargo as a chartered retirement planning counselor. In regard to Rotary, he joined Rotary in 1990 and since then has been very involved sharing several areas in our district, including World Affairs, Annual Fund Chair, and Interact Chair. Additionally, Tim was the GSE team leader in Bulgaria in 2011 and a graduate of the Rotary Leadership Institute. He leads by example when it comes to Rotary's Paul Harris Foundation and is presently a Paul Harris Society major donor at level 2 and a benefactor bequest society at level 4. As a strong leader of his club during his presidential year in 2017 and 2018, the club received a platinum presidential citation, of which I'm sure you're going to receive. And it also, he was recognized in the past as one of our club's Jackie K. Kissinger Award winners. Please welcome Tim Gibson.
Wonderful.
It's all you, my friend.
All
Thanks for
right.
being here today.
Thank you, Eric. Appreciate that. One thing I'd like to share with everyone, it just happened recently. We were on vacation at the end of July in Atlantic Beach, North Carolina. And our daughter, Katie, is a fine arts major. So she wanted to do the art studios in the area, which were quite a few. So she and my wife went out for the afternoon and she came back and she had this big grin on her face. And I said, what happened? She said, I can't believe it. There's one particular artist that she has followed online. She wanted to meet him, or especially go to the studio. Well, she got both because she went to the studio. It happened to be in there that day, and he's working on an oil painting on an easel in the back room, and went back there and introduced herself and started speaking to him. And then she said, well, I'll tell you what, I want to walk through your gallery and check everything out. And so she did, and she kind of turned the corner, and lo and behold, there was the Rotary 4-way test banner hanging up in his art gallery. So she's thinking, oh, he's a Rotarian. So she circles back and she said, I noticed your Rotary 4-way test banner. Are you a Rotarian? And he said, no, I'm not. He said, my father was a Rotarian practically all his life. And when he passed a few years ago, And we went through his things because his wife, the mother had predeceased him. He came across the 4-way task banner. And he stopped and he read it and he read it. And he was so blown away by what that 4-way task message means to everybody. He said to himself, I'm going to display this in my art gallery. So everybody in the public coming through here will enjoy this as much as I do. So got his name, got back here, got a hold of the district governor for that part of North Carolina, and she was delighted to have all this information. And she was going to be circling back with him in hopes of possibly getting him to join Rotary. Who knows, maybe even start a club there in his art gallery. So those are the real nice surprises you get once in a while when it comes to Rotary. And that really kind of made that trip. My congratulations to your club, to your new Paul Harris Fellows. Wonderful. Yeah, Paul, the work of the foundation speaks for itself. And to that, I will let you know that the Polio Plus part of the foundation, we just got word in early July that the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation will continue to match 2-for-1 like they have in the last 3 years. And they will continue to match for the next 3 years going forward. So that triples our money for every $1 we give to the Polio Plus. And then I know you probably have noticed in the last month, especially in the last week, there's been some national news stories about polio in the water in New York City. I know it was found in London earlier this year. There was a case, actually a polio case in New York, but that person did not live here. But anyway, it's resurfacing in the headlines. So there's a lot of work still to be done on the polio initiative. Then also kudos to on your district grant of $3,000 to the bilingual books. And I read the description of your when you apply for the project, and this is great. Eric, can you tell me how many books did you distribute?
No, I'm not able to. Our representative is not here with that, and I don't have that from memory.
Okay.
Very successful though.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah, because I see in the write-up, you're working with the ELKR schools, the United Way, and and all the other organizations that are involved in English as a second language, because especially getting these kids ready for kindergarten. So that's great. Kudos to everybody in the club that made that happen. And a little bit more on the foundation. These are your dollars at work. And we're going to have 3 receptions this year, one in Fort Wayne on the 1st of November, one in South Bend at Morris Inn on the 2nd. And then our third one will be in Lowell, Indiana at a banquet center there. That's a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday dates. The email to every member in the district went out sometime around the 15th of August with a link to those 3 venues. Each venue has its own registration link. Chris Widener sent it. So if you want to search by who sent it, just put in there, it's Widener, W-I-D-N-E-R, or Chris Widener, and it should pop up if you overlooked it. We're looking for, we have room for 80. In Fort Wayne, we have room for 85 at the Morris Inn, and we got a little bit bigger venue at Lowell. We can get 100 there, but it's going to be very unique because of the fact that we're going to have 2 people from the foundation there, our major donor person, and also our Rotarian every Rotarian every year they too will be there with a very brief presentation, very brief PowerPoints. But the exciting part of the evening, in addition to supporting the foundation and all the levels of the foundation, is the fact that we're going to have a comedian, magician / auctioneer entertain us at all three venues. His name is Gail Beckwar. If you want to Google him, Beckwar. He lives in Lincoln, Nebraska. Personally, my wife we have seen him twice in Fort Wayne when he used to come and play at the Snickers Comedy Bar. He is 100% clean and he's 1,000% funny. You're really going to enjoy his type of comedy. He's really good with working with the crowd. He also happens to have a real good friend / a neighbor, a country artist by the name of Lee Greenwood, and he lives down the road. And Lee Greenwood also operates a distillery, and so Gail is going to bring 3 bottles to be auctioned off at each one of these venues of a very popular adult beverage, and that will be personally autographed by Lee Greenwood. As you probably know, here on the heels of 9/11 yesterday, that date, he's the guy who wrote "God Bless America," "God Bless the USA," excuse me. So that will be a real treat for everybody, and you do not want to miss this. But once those registrations are full, we have to shut it down just because of space limitations. And there is no cost to attend this. So the invitation reads, you and a guest are invited, but we just have to have your registration. So we look forward to that. And then the other thing is the fact that I want to give you a couple things that have been working, and maybe it could be something that could help your club as well. Amazon Smile is a program within. If you have an Amazon account, you can sign up for Amazon Smile, and a certain percentage, I think it's 1/2 of 1% of your eligible purchases, you can direct to a foundation of your choosing. And I just give it by way of an example. The Fort Wayne Club, we have a club account, but then we also have a club 501c3 account. And that account is eligible for the Amazon Smile. So if you have a 501c3 for your club, or if you put one in place, then all your Amazon shopping, most of it, I've only had one purchase where the purchase wasn't eligible for Smile. And it tells you right there on the purchase when you place the order, if that purchase will be eligible for Smile. And I think it's every 3 months, every quarter, Amazon sends the money. So it can really amount to, over time, a nice stream of money coming into your club, because you're gonna, if you're shopping Amazon anyway, you can take advantage of this. The other idea would be, I don't know if anybody ever uses Google Alerts. Basically, it's a search machine that Google has put together. And if you go into Google Alerts and you put in keywords, search words, what Google does is they search. Their computers just search everything at every level that might have those terms in it. Articles, anything, a video, and then they'll send you a link daily what they have found. So I'm just saying, in this case, if you are working in a peace initiative for your club, just put in Rotary Peace and just see all of the stories around the world that they will feed you. And it's a great time saver. So any kind of a project that you're doing and you're looking for maybe some ideas where maybe it's been done before, just search those keywords and let Google do the work. Okay, the other thing is, it's interesting, and we've been putting this on everything we send out at the district, and also we started this at the club level. But if you put at the bottom of your emails, if you add, you can go in your signature and then you can add little things, phrases or anything else you want. But if you put in there Rotary, capital R on the Rotary, rotary.org/join, capital J on the join, and that's a link. It doesn't appear as a blue hyperlink, but it is a link, and anyone just clicks on that, and then a field opens, and if someone's interested in joining Rotary, they fill out basic information, hit send, and then if that zip code that they put is close to your club, you'll get that lead. So that's been working very well. It just takes time, to get it going. The other thing that's been a real good idea, and I got this one from the International Convention in Houston in June, because they had probably close to 50 breakout rooms. Most of them were along the lines of membership growth. I mean, because it was just ideas all over the place. And I tried to attend as many of those as I could. Everyone was packed, by the way. Sometimes you couldn't get in the room. But the one lady got up there at the standing mic and she said, I didn't have a question. I just have an idea I'd like to share. She said, we have decided to put all of our club events on Eventbrite, in addition to our club Facebook page, in addition to our club website. But we're going to Eventbrite. We're putting down all of our events when they are. We'll put on there, you put a registration link, you know how Eventbrite works. So then especially if you're going to open it up to the public, that's as well as your members, then that's a good way to get those events out in the public domain. But the other way she said we do it is we go to Eventbrite and see what things are listed that are near us in our hometown. As an example, United Way has what's called a Day of Caring, and they have it in the spring. It's over several days. I know they do that also in Fort Wayne, but anyway, and what she said, what our club does when someone else is hosting an event, but they're calling for volunteers, is we put on our Rotary shirts and we'll go out and work the event. So we're working the event and people are there and they're, day clothes, and they're looking at us with all the big blue and the yellow Rotary wheel and everything. And they're coming out to us on break and saying, did you sponsor this event? And they say, no, we didn't sponsor this event. Oh, we see you with your Rotary shirts. Yeah, but these are the kind of events we do in Rotary. So it's a great conversation starter. So work your own events, work other events. It's a great way to grow membership, because the studies have shown that the #1 driver to new membership is our service projects. So that's a good way to create projects and draw people in, as well as participating in ones which have already been scheduled somewhere else. Let's see here. What else did I want to? And then I had the meeting with your board on Friday, and when the topic of our spring celebration event was discussed, and I'll leave it there and let Julie Cotton, because she was taking copious notes, I noticed from the Zoom, she could give you all the details. But it's going to be a wonderful day next April, where you can highlight your projects, bring them, show them, share them. We're going to have 2 wonderful motivational, inspirational speakers, and we're going to have dinner, and it's a one-day event, and we're not even calling it district conference. We're retooling the district conference that we have known from the years gone by, and we're going into a different direction. And I'll share one other thing with you, because it doesn't apply just to someone who's a district governor. It applies to anyone in a leadership position in Rotary. Jennifer Jones, as you know, our current Rotary International president. In Houston, she had a room full of over 600 district governors who were coming in on July 1st. That's why I was there and all my other classmates. And she got up there with Ian Risley, who was the 1718 international president from Australia. And they were fielding questions from everybody. But at the very end, she got up and she said, I just want you to leave here with one thing ringing in your mind that I hope it continues to ring. She said, I was a district governor. She said, you know, some days I thought that year would never end. And other days, other day I turned around, it was over. And she said, the same thing will happen to you. And she said, you only have 1 year, one opportunity in 1 year. And her final 2 words to everyone in that room was, be bold. And I take that same message and I share it with you. And I share it with any club president coming in, any committee chair, anyone serving in a leadership capacity in Rotary. Be bold with the opportunity that you're given, and always be evolving, always be evolving. That's the only way you're going to grow. And take your risks and take your lumps. But if something if that model isn't working for whatever reason and needs to be retooled, then retool it. You know, have fun doing it, but retool it. The ELKR Club has always been a leader in so many areas of Rotary, foundation giving, and so much. And you can all be proud. And again, that's evidence of your strong leadership through all these years. And I know you're going to have continued strong leadership because, you know, good leadership begets new leadership. So that's about it. I can ramble on, but that's not going to do you any good. So if anybody has any questions, I'd be happy, or anything that's on your mind or a comment you'd like to make, I want to leave it open.
Does anybody got questions, comments? I think we're good, Tim. Thank you for
Okay.
speaking.
Thank you for the opportunity.
That's what I'm gonna do.
All right,
Here,
I
here,
hope
here.
you all have a good week. If there is no questions, nothing else, meeting adjourned.